Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Thursday, February 6, 2025. Making the headlines tonight, Minister discusses security at Stella Maris. Teachers will protest in Belmopan tomorrow. And Health Minister addresses critical scarcity of medications for mental health conditions. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
February is
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. In the wake of the tragedy involving 5-year-old Pablo Oriano, who attended Stella Maris School for 2 years, the Ministry of Education has committed to work with the school's administration to determine where they can strengthen security protocols. The school has a total of 128 students. Minister of Education Honorable Francis Fonseca spoke of the existing number of staff.
We have 3 school wardens, we have 2 watchmen, we have 23 teachers and 14 support staff. So we have long recognized that it's critically important to have a lot of people watching these students and taking care of them. But tragic events like this, sadly, give you an opportunity to even look at what you're doing and say, maybe that's still not enough. Maybe we have to do more. And what's sad as well is that we have big plans for Stella Maris. We have a whole project that will completely transform Stella Maris. Will provide new fencing and new buildings. Completely transform this place. We'll equip it with all the facilities that are needed for people with special needs. So it's a very, very big project that we have that should come on to start in the next few months. So we've 2 years of planning, 2 years of preparation for that project. We got it approved. We've got the financing in place. So all of that will be factored into this project, and all of that, security, making sure, again, we've upgraded the training and the capacity of the people who are here. So yes, we'll take a look at everything. We want to ensure that what happened to little Pablo does not happen to any other student here.
Fonseca, like the Belize National Teachers Union, has also expressed support for the school and the work that they do.
Stella Maris School, I can assure you, and assure the Belizean people, have a long history with Stella Maris School. It goes back to even to my childhood. That's a school that has served this country exceedingly well. We have very good, well-trained teachers at Stella Maris School. We have a good principal. The entire team there. We have good, I know them personally, I know all of them, the school wardens, I know care deeply about these children. The teachers care very deeply about these children. So I want to, encourage the Belizean people to withhold judgment until we have a final report on this matter, because Stella Maris School is an excellent institution that has served the needs of our children with special needs for, literally dozens, decades, from the 1950s or so. So it has a very proud track record of excellent service. And we have very good, dedicated people who work there. So I want to assure everyone that despite this very tragic, sad incident, that Stella Maris will still continue to provide that very good service to that community and to our country.
This morning, the school had a vigil in memory of Gabrielle. Also, the We Walk as One Foundation has started a dollar drive to assist the family. Donations can be made to the Belize Bank We Walk as One Foundation's account number 243-260-101-60000. You can also call Gabrielle's father, Vidal, at 629-0764 to make donations. Meanwhile, in the wake of this incident, one primary school in the Cayo district, Arms of Love, is updating its security policy and has advised parents that going forward, the school gates will be closed at 8:45 a.m. daily, and parents and visitors accessing the preschool must use the main gate instead of the usual entrance. The Belize National Teachers Union BNTU had already scheduled a No Teacher Left Behind protest rally for tomorrow in Belmopan when St. Andrew's Primary School teachers in Cayo went on their own sick out last Friday. They are fed up with the government and management's inability to resolve the persistent late payment of increments. Notably, the protest rally had already been scheduled when the union learned that some teachers who had received their increments in December would not get their payments in January due to calculations from management. So tomorrow, a House meeting day, teachers will be protesting wearing their signature green t-shirts with the slogan, "Value Teachers, We Matter." When we caught up with Minister of Education Francis Fonseca on Wednesday, we asked how they perceive the position of teachers that the Ministry of Education is ultimately responsible to resolve the matter.
No, I think, the BNTU, obviously, they have a mandate from their membership. They are advocates on behalf of their teachers, so they have every right to protest. As I understand it, they're having a protest rally at the UB Gymnasium in Belmopan on Friday. No, and listen, we have been in very rigorous discussions with the BNTU for months and months and months. We're trying to address an issue that goes back many years. So we've been working on that. And I think what is important is that the BNTU, certainly the Council of Management, and I think the great majority of teachers across the country know that our Ministry of Education is acting in good faith. We have sat down with them respectfully at the table to try to address all of their concerns. Unfortunately, we were not able to do 100% of what we wanted to achieve in December. But, almost 95% of the teachers got what they were due. But we have had some delays. And so we hope that everything will be fixed by the end of February. And I think the union understands that and knows that. So, I fully respect their right to do what they're going to do on Friday. But again, we remain committed to resolving these issues in dialogue with the BNTU.
The Public Service Union has urged members to participate in the rally to express solidarity with teachers. They move off from the Sir George Brown Field at 9 a.m. There has been a scarcity in the country of risperidone, a medication used to treat the symptoms of schizophrenia, which is a serious mental health condition that affects how people think, feel, and behave. Reportedly, for about 3 months, there have been none to be found in the country. Today, Minister of Health, Honorable Kevin Bernard, admitted that there is an issue with the procurement of the urgent medication, but said that they have placed an order.
If you're referring to patients suffering from mental illness, there has been some issues, but the ministry continuously try our very best to procure these medications in a timely manner. There are times that it's very scarce, out of our control. But just recently, I know we recently ordered some of these urgent medication. These are very delicate medications, and we are making sure that we can make these available in a very timely manner. So I cannot speak much to that, but I can tell you that we are doing everything possible to ensure that we have supply in country so that we are able to attend to our patients that needs these services. Now, we have people that are housed at the Palm View Center and other facilities that we do provide these services to. The demand and supply chain sometimes constantly disrupts our medication supplies, and so we have to look around and see how best we can address those things. But let me assure those persons and those families that we're doing our very best to ensure that we have those medication in country so we could provide to those who need that.
Up until today, we had not heard of the mother of 5-year-old Gabriel Pablo Oriano, and she is making the news tonight due to a dispute that has arisen regarding access to the child's death certificate in preparation for burial. Today, Gabriel's father, Vidal, shared that they had agreed to go their separate ways in August of 2024, and it was decided he would keep his son. He says she only asked to see him for the Christmas holidays. Today, Vidal reported to the media that he had been instructed by police to pick up the death certificate at the Vital Statistics Unit, but before he could do so, he received a call that the mother had picked it up.
They told me a lie. They told me a lie. Because they told me the original death certificate will come to Vital and here I will pick it up. And they didn't do that. They gave it to my baby's mom. I give me a copy behind my back.
You have one name of the police officer who will tell you that?
I don't remember her name.
What,
I don't remember him.
man?
No, his name.
So she's being assisted from somebody higher up.
She is being assisted with somebody.
Okay, what do you do now?
But I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to fight this because I won't let her take away the glory of burying my son.
You have custody of him. As in formally through court?
No, I have custody by verbally with she. She gave me my son. The court didn't because the court case was dismissed and my baby stayed with me. And all that time from August to now, she didn't have no contact with me with my boy.
And obviously the school knows this because when everything unfolded, it was you they called.
Yes, the school knows this. The school knows this from the first day that me have my son. They know everything.
Because you've been the one dropping him off the mornings when you're not fishing.
Yes, the school know it. The school knows when I'm here, I'm the one that takes him and pick him up. And when I'm not here, when I'm working, my mom is the one that picks him up and take him to school for me. My mom the one that they do everything. She never did nothing right now.
Education Minister Francis Fonseca told us this evening that they have not discussed compensation with the mother and that they are assisting both sides of the family. However, one side is saying the other is being favored and being transported around in a Ministry of Education vehicle. In response, Fonseca remarked, quote, "It's unfortunate that issues between the father and mother are being brought into this. Our sole focus is on providing a decent, dignified burial for little Pablo. Issues of compensation can be discussed later," end quote. After the break, Florida governor plans to prevent illegal migrants from making money transfers. Stay with us.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on
In the wake of the tragedy surrounding the death of 5-year-old Gabriel Pablo Oriano, Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Kevin Bernard, urged Belizeans to learn more about spectrum disorders such as autism and to offer support where possible. The minister today wore blue in support of Gabriel and autism awareness. He said it was hard for him to watch the surveillance camera footage of Gabriel running down the streets as he has an autistic nephew and knows the struggle. He said society failed Gabriel.
I have a nephew, my brother-in-law son, who is an autistic child, and you know the special care and attention that they need. What saddens me is looking at the video and you question, where are we as a society? Where are we as a people? Seeing a child in that uniform, everybody knows the uniform from the students who attend Salamaris, running down the highway, almost in the middle of the highway, for the most part, vehicles traversing, people on motorcycles, people on bicycles. I actually saw somebody riding a bicycle next to this child all the way out for a good distance. You mean we can't stop and take a look and say, man, this child is on his own out here? Can somebody... I think we fail this young child as a society. We're not casting blame on only one individual. Let's blame ourselves. Where is our passion and empathy? Where have our love gone for each other? That is what I think we should ask. I challenge every Belizean to also educate yourselves in terms of what this dreadful issue also calls on our young children. It's not just children, but we have a lot of people suffering from autism. Let's educate ourselves and let's offer support where we need to offer support. It's a sad situation that occurred. I'm wearing blue in honor of young Gabriel, but in honor of all those young children who suffer from autism as well, and all those who are suffering from autism. And so I call and I make a plea to our citizens. Let us support each other. Let this incident never occur again. It's a sad situation that occurred, and I hope that it never and ever repeats itself.
In November 2024, at their last press conference on the state of Belize's economy, Central Bank Governor Kareem Michael revealed that remittances were estimated at $222.3 million from January 2024 to September 2024. For 2024, the remittances from the U.S. were estimated to be $188 million. Remittances are channeled formally through Western Union and MoneyGram. Speaking at a press conference 3 weeks ago, that is 3 days after Donald Trump took office as President of the United States, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis outlined a plan to stop illegal migrants in the U.S. from making money transfers.
Another way to reduce incentives. So what happens is people will come illegally because they can work more menial tasks but make a lot more money in the U.S. than they can in like a third world country. So they'll come, make money, and then they send money back in remittances to the host, to their family, friends, wherever, to the home country. We are going to impose ID verification for foreign remittances. So you have to show, it's like an e-verify for remittances. The money transfer company has got to run you through to make sure that you're lawfully able to be in the country and to send money outside of our country. That will be a huge deterrent for people coming to the state of Florida illegally. I think the Trump administration is going to do something on remittances, but I think they may need Congress to do some of that, and who knows whether Congress will ever do anything. So we have an opportunity to do it here in Florida, I think in a way that makes a lot of sense.
It has been pointed out that the Belizean diaspora is concentrated in the areas of LA, Chicago, and New York. And as DeSantis himself shared, this is not a national intention at this time. There are also questions about policing such a policy and workarounds that people could find. Notably, in the case of other countries like Guatemala, the remittances they receive from the U.S. are in the billions. In 2023, according to the IDB, remittances to Guatemala were estimated at 19.804 billion US dollars. In November of last year, with the news that Speaker of the House, Honorable Valerie Woods, was diagnosed with breast cancer, Ministry of Health Kevin Bernard spoke of the increasing occurrence of cancer in Belizean women. At the time, Bernard said that Belizean children already receive treatment at Merida's Dr. Augustine O'Horan General Hospital, but said they would seek to revise their MOU with the hospital to also include cancer treatment for women. Today, we asked the minister if there has been an update.
There was an MOU that had existed that had expired. We have gone into myself, my CEO, and Dr. Musa, along with the special envoy for families and children. We visited the Oran Hospital executive team. We wanted to go earlier, but due to their transition, change of presidents, and so the organization management team had some shift. So we had a very successful meeting earlier this year with them. We are at the final stage of renewing that MOU. They are providing support, continuous support services for our children, young children who needs that service. However, we went to speak to them to see how they can assist further with women who needs that service. We haven't been able to sign to that yet because, as they have said as well, they too have to look at the capacity that they can afford. And so with the expansion that they are doing in Merida, then we will be able to sit down back, hopefully by the end of this year or early next year, to look at that support that can come for females. But the ministry is always looking at ways and means how we can continue to support those affected by this very dreadful disease. And so we remain committed to ensure that we continue to build that partnership with the Oran Hospital, but at the same time continue to support these organizations, these local organizations, in being able to have support as well, services for these persons suffering from these illnesses.
The National Health Insurance NHI Committee is meeting this week with Belmopan's medical community to discuss the implementation of NHI in that municipality. The NHI team is getting ready to accept bids from primary care providers, and the most suitable clinics will be chosen to serve Belmopan residents under NHI. By mid-2025, the entire Cayo district should have access to NHI, and by year's end, all of Belize's population should be covered by NHI. Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Kevin Bernard, spoke more on this today.
As you are aware, the rollout of the entire Cayo district has commenced. There have been consultations that is taking place. The plan is that by the end of this year, we should have NHI across the entire country. So there is a process. I think that in May, we are looking at targeting the Cayo side and then Belmopan district. Belmopan City, and then we go on to the other surrounding villages, because Cayo district is very huge, and so there's going to be a lot of uptake. It is our hope that by the end of the year, as I said, we would have full coverage of NHI across the entire country.
A family from Yo Creek Orange Walk is reporting that their family member Rolando Garcia was rushed to the Northern Regional Hospital, NRH, on Saturday after he was found face down in a ditch of water and with a gash to the side of his head. The family said that when they got to the hospital, they were told that Garcia had been discharged. The hospital would later claim that he discharged himself. Garcia went back home, told his family he was discharged by the hospital, but could not recall what had happened that resulted in his injury. The family said he began to show signs of having difficulty breathing and began to bring up blood. He was then rushed back to the NRH, where he later passed away. The family is now claiming medical negligence on the part of the staff at NRH, as they say he should not have been released. Today, the Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Kevin Bernard, was asked to comment on the allegations. Bernard said he is not aware of the details of the incident, but said the matter is being investigated.
I cannot comment to that. We are doing our investigation. I do not run on social media issues because there are many times the information that are posted on social media are not factual. I know there's a person who called himself a journalist who mentioned on social media that he tried to approach me on a matter, on that same matter. I did not have any details of the matter. I could not respond on something, and I will not respond on something that I don't have proper information on. So our team is investigating the matter to find out exactly what really transpired. Before I can comment, I prefer to wait until I get a full briefing from the regional manager and through our Dr. Polanco, who is doing the research and investigation on that issue.
After the break, GOB staring down possibility of injunction for election without redistricting. Stay with us. referencing the consent order from the 2019 Belize Peace Movement redistricting case. Senior counsel Anand Ramlogan wrote in a pre-action letter to government entities, quote, "It was always clear that the boundaries would have to be redefined in time for the next election," end quote. Ramlogan has also informed in the letter that if the government proceeds with an election without a redistricting exercise, it will, quote, "lead to a constitutional crisis and legal proceedings to invalidate the election results," end quote. Ramlogan is representing claimants Jeremy Enriquez, Rudolph Norales, and Jessica Tulsi, who is a former BPP councillor candidate in Punta Gorda. Enriquez told Creme News XTV he will not vote in the next general elections if there is no redistricting beforehand. He said they intend to pursue an injunction to stop any illegal election.
Number of years I've been writing in the Amandala. I've been on various forums to advocate for this for correcting the malapportioned electoral divisions that is happening in our country. The government of Belize, of both administrations, have been consistently ignoring the constitutional mandate to have our electoral divisions as closely to equal as possible. That is in Section 90 of the Constitution. And so there's severe malapportion, so severe that I see this as a constitutional crisis. I expected better from this government because when the Belize Peace Movement challenged the government just before elections in 2020, they took the government to court to try for an injunction so that elections are not called until there is a fair distribution of electorates across electoral divisions. This government also went to court to challenge that. And of course, the court decided that since the elections were already called, then it could not grant the injunction. This government, and when they entered, promised to do that redistricting, and that did not happen. I have stated even to my family that I'm not participating in an election that is illegal. I've stated that to my family, friends, I will not vote. But what I will do is to ensure that we challenge that election as a fraudulent one. The Prime Minister ought to know better.
Ramlogan is representing the claimants pro bono. For his part, Rudy Wade, who is one of the claimants in the Belize Peace Movement case, is calling on the international observers who usually come to Belize not to provide that service without a redistricting exercise.
And I also call on the outside entity that comes and oversee general election around the world, not only in Belize. I call on them to say no when that invitation comes to them. No, Mr. Johnny Briceño. No to the government of Belize that we will not attend your election because this is illegal as we speak right now, but we will attend after, the word after you do the right thing and do the redistricting where the Belizean people have equal representation, right? So I appeal to the, to the outside entity that oversees the same way they did to Maduro, Venezuela, for an illegal election. If this election is held, I ask them to refuse and state that the Belizean election held should be null and void if redistricting is not being done.
Wade supports the Enriquez et al. Claim. As we have reported, U.S. President Donald Trump has said his country will withdraw from the World Health Organization, and this week, Argentina announced they would do the same. It's a hard blow for WHO, as the U.S. is its largest donor, contributing almost $1 billion last year. This will have a domino effect as many projects may be canceled, along with many jobs lost. Should Belize be concerned? Minister of Health and Wellness Honorable Kevin Bernard spoke on that matter this morning. He said he believes the withdrawals will be temporary, but explained what needs to be done now in the country.
Well, remember that we continue to benefit from the technical support that these people will provide. And while the U.S. pulled away from, I think it's just a temporary pulling away, I'm pretty sure, from the World Health Organization, Belize continues to benefit from many other things, but we are doing our part. And this is the reason why the NHI rollout being provided to our citizens to be able to have people have access to free primary health care, almost free. Secondary fees that we have removed across this country also gives access to health care. Ms. Simplest Barrow mentioned in her message today that we want to see the barriers removed for women to have access to HPV, and it is a fact that we have removed those barriers, and this is the reason why healthcare access is affordable in this country. So despite that challenge, we will continue to do what we can and to ensure that we move our country forward and to continue to build a resilient health system. As I said, health system is not just built on the funding, but it's also built on the resilience and the technical support and cooperation we get from other stakeholders like PAHO. They have been very instrumental. We're looking at our strengthening of our strategic plan, our new revised health plan that we are launching very soon. That is the commitment that we have. The elimination of cervical cancer is a commitment that Belize has put forward, and many other things that we want to achieve over the next few years. So it is important to understand that despite what is happening in the U.S. and around those issues, we continue to remain steadfast, focused, and determined to improve healthcare in this country.
A small contingent of soldiers from El Salvador arrived in Haiti on Tuesday to join the UN-backed Haiti Multinational Security Support Mission. The 70 Salvadoran soldiers are expected to provide air support that will come in handy for medical evacuations. In January, El Salvador sent a small group of 8 soldiers. Notably, it has also been reported that Guatemala has sent 2 contingents of 75 soldiers each to Haiti, the latest having arrived in the Caribbean nation the first week of January this year. They were transported via U.S. military planes. The mission is led by Kenya, which now has around 600 police officers on the ground in Haiti. Salvador is the latest country to send support, and their soldiers arrived just before the announcement Tuesday this week that the United States was halting its financial support for the mission. As a result, Belize Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca told Creme News XTV that the deployment of a platoon of our soldiers will be put on hold.
Yeah, that's definitely on hold for now, until we are assured of a clear source of funding and other issues that have to be worked out. So that's certainly on hold for now.
Belize currently has 2 senior soldiers in Haiti providing technical support. Attorney Richard Dickey Bradley has commended the government for passing expungent legislation to have first-time convictions for minor marijuana-related offenses and COVID-related offenses removed from someone's record. However, he has also called for the application form to be simplified. At this time, it is 3 pages long, and Bradley says 1 page suffices.
Well, I want to big up the Attorney General and the government of the day for making the bold decision that people have been crying out for a long time. So anybody out there, because the other day a lady frantic at the court, anybody out there, thanks for bringing this up, anybody out there who owe the court for COVID, the debt is paid. Like what Barabbas said about Jesus, the debt has been paid. They need to bear in mind that what the law is saying is that if you had previous convictions, don't come when you have dirty hands. Only clean hands are required. So for COVID, you would have to not have any previous conviction to say, I don't owe the court anymore. Because when we started out and we knew so little about COVID, this frightening sickness that had come upon us. The next time AI one could tell us, no, knock out yourself, the cerosy where you got and the marijuana where the smoke, you're going to clear. You don't have to worry about it. But we're not there yet. So yes, in relation to COVID, that is great. It is the law that if you have been convicted of minor amounts of marijuana, you can apply and have it convicted. Now, this is my little problem. We're using a big word. The form to apply for expungement, it can be shortened. It's 3 pages, and it's asking things where you don't need to know. Yeah, they want to know why you want to take it off your record. That's not any business. Wow. I want to come off, make it, you understand? And other things that we don't need. One leaf form where everybody could fill out. This is my name. This is where I live. This is the offense for which I was convicted. This is the time I convicted. In fact, you go to court and you get a copy of your record. And you put in the lead page and they tell you, no, they're also telling people that they can take at least 3 months for you get it. And that 3 months has caught up with a number of persons because they wanted to get into America before Donald Trump get into office.
Bradley also made an appeal for the government to go beyond decriminalizing only 10 grams of marijuana.
I want to say that I am troubled by what still takes place in the magistrate court. People are still being taken to the court over small amounts of weed. We had the shocking situation where a tourist is coming to Belize and is charged for 11 grams of weed. And I would put my, well, not my right hand, I would put my left hand on the block that if they were to take that to court and take it out of whatever wrapper she has it in or so, it's less than 10 grams. How you going to make a tourist come here and end up the criminal record in a faraway country for 11 grams of weed? So I'm leading up to this. It's time to move way beyond 10 grams. That is causing too much problem. The police need to focus on serious issues, violent crime, the matter of burglary and the other issues that is affecting the society. Not to waste time for no weed. Now, because I say these things and I've said so for years on crime radio, they think that I smoke heavy. I do not smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarette. I see my brothers and my sisters when they go to the Chinese shop, they buy Fonto. You can buy, people don't even know, Fonto are the big tobacco leaf. And they tear it down. So if they ever knew, and the Ministry of Health have a duty, Fonto is laced with insecticide. When the people who plant these trees from which you get the tobacco, to keep away insects and to keep away other things, they spray these things and it gets into the membrane and into the AI of the leaf and the plant and the root. And we are taking marijuana along with poisonous tobacco leaf and they smoke it. My brothers and sisters, it's better to tear a piece of brown paper. Anything from America is infected. But come on, man, it's unfair to you all. And I don't know why I get sick later on. With the intake poisonous insecticides. The same thing with the supermarkets, where they eat and drink foreign thing with poisonous.
In relation to the Friday night shooting at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex, which resulted in the death of 39-year-old Brandon Baptist, police have charged 29-year-old BWEL supervisor Siobhan Gatoy. He was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of dangerous harm, 3 counts of use of deadly means of harm, and 1 count of wounding. John Greenidge, Jerson Mena, and Cameron Williams were also injured in the shooting. It is important to note that Gatoy was not charged for the killing of Baptist. Gatoy is being represented by attorney Orson O.J. Elrington. Gatoy has been remanded to the Belize Central Prison until April 8, but Elrington has applied for bail at the High Court. Gatoy's family has released a statement in which they claim that Gatoy opened fire in self-defense. The statement claims that, quote, Siobhan is neither affiliated with any gang, nor has he ever been involved in any gang-related activities. Siobhan comes from a respected, loving, and humble family. At the game, he simply greeted persons he knew from the neighborhood and was there to enjoy the event when he came under attack from a known gang leader. feeling threatened, especially when the deceased pulled out a weapon and approached. Siobhan acted in self-defense and fired his licensed firearm to protect himself and others in the area. We are truly sorry for the loss and the pain this has caused. Siobhan also grieves for the tragedy, end quote. And January was Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and today inside the Belize City Civic Center, the Belize Cancer Society hosted a forum to help spread information on the disease as well as available options to help prevent cervical cancer. Minister of Health and Wellness, Honorable Kevin Bernard, spoke on the importance of the forum and encouraged Belizeans to get vaccinated.
This forum is, as organized by the Belize Cancer Society, is to bring awareness to women, but also to allow persons to take advantage of the HPV tests that are available for young children, young girls, and women that are able to take that test, and screening that is going to be made available. I think it's very important for us to highlight that it is a well-known fact that a lot of our people are suffering, females are suffering from cervical cancer. But it's also very important to also note that young boys can also carry the virus and pass it on to a female. And so it is about education, it's about hearing, and I think the forum will also allow for persons who have gone through this issue and survived the just dreadful disease to share their experiences and to encourage others to take advantage of the support that is available to them. The Ministry of course, Health and Wellness have made HPV vaccine available free of cost to the Belizean population, and so we want to encourage people to get screened, get tested, and to take your vaccine. Young children in schools are now being, through the education system, we're making that available as part of the normal vaccination program that they do in the schools. So the ministry is doing its part. The Belize Cancer Society is a stakeholder in all of this, and they are doing their part, and other organizations are doing their part. And so, as I highlighted in my message, that we at the ministry continue to support these organizations on a regular basis so that we could continue to build awareness, but also provide the necessary vaccine and tests that is available for these people.
Honorable Bernard said that there are quite an amount of women who are battling the disease and said that Belize has signed on to an elimination initiative.
It's quite an amount of young females that has cervical cancer, and we need to prevent that. And they believe, as you know, Belize signed on to the elimination initiative for cervical cancer, and that's where we want to go by the end of 2030. It's a global challenge that we all signed on to see that we could eliminate cervical cancer across the globe.
And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another news broadcast. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.